The Ghost Car. Standing on the waterfront park pier, take a good look at the bridge to your left. There is a strange paranormal happening that occurs on the bridge, particularly at night, and especially when thick fog descends. Before the beautiful Ravenel Bridge was completed in 2005, there was a different bridge connecting Mount Pleasant to Charleston, the John P. Grace Memorial Bridge. It was built for function, not for form, but did its job well, until, that is, catastrophe struck without warning. On February 24th, 1946, a damaged freighter ship called the Nicaragua Victory made a blundering error by pulling up its anchors when the engines were shut down. On the strong currents, the ship floated sideways toward the Memorial Bridge. By the time the crew realized what was happening and attempted to maneuver away, it was too late. The freighter crashed. As this was happening, 3 vehicles were crossing the 270-foot-high structure. The car in front stepped on the gas and barely made it away as a massive section of the road collapsed. A postal mail truck in the back of the falling roadway skidded to a halt just in time, nearly careening off the edge. The third vehicle, and the family of 5 therein, was not so fortunate. A green Oldsmobile from 1940. Elmer Lawson, the father and driver. Evelyn Lawson, his beloved wife. Elmer's elderly mother, Rose. His son, Robert, 7 years old. And his daughter, Diane, 2 years old. Diane bounced happily on Grandma's lap in the back seat, cooing at the beautiful city below. They were returning westward after a lovely beach vacation on Sullivan's Island, their favorite place to go. It was a perfect day. As the family drove merrily over the bridge, everything around them began shaking violently. Massive sections of metal and concrete progressively broke away, pummeling the freighter ship below. Elmer chose to stop the car, frozen in fear for his family, waiting for the chaos to cease. Without warning, the 100-foot section of bridge holding them up literally dropped beneath them, and the car plummeted into the freezing Cooper River. Rescue divers spent weeks searching for the sunken vehicle, to no avail. It was as though it had vanished. Almost immediately after the accident, strange occurrences began taking place at the bridge. A few days after the collapse, as the bridge was being repaired, a construction worker named Marshall Cleveland was working high above a pit of fresh concrete as it was being poured. A violent gust of wind blew him headfirst into the deep, wet death trap. Struggle as he might, nothing could keep him from sinking down into the murky quicksand. His body remained trapped within and was never recovered. When the Lawson vehicle was finally discovered, all 5 bodies were still inside, bloated, eaten away by fish, crabs, and other hungry sea creatures. Since that day, something frightening has been happening on the Ravenel Bridge. Late on foggy nights, when it is difficult to see the roadway ahead, a pristine, green, 1940s Oldsmobile drives up alongside you. Inside is a stoic family, white as snow, dressed in 1940s attire. The father, Elmer, looks ahead with an empty, lifeless gaze. The grandmother, Rose, holding 2-year-old Diane on her lap, stares at you from the rear passenger side window. Her eyes are sunken in. Her gaze drains the very hope from your soul. The vehicle never makes it past the pinnacle of the bridge. It always inexplicably disappears into the fog.